handed right now. So
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Cast here on the 5-Star Network. I am your host, as always, Scott Edwards, and with me is my co-host once again after a 1-week hiatus. 6-Star is back.
it's good to be back. It's good to be back here on the All Elite Cast. It was a hard week to miss. In reality, no, it wasn't. Dynamite was not good last week. I did not watch it. I will not be watching it. And the sky is indeed falling. And I am, in fact, Chicken Little because AEW is going to shit and everything's terrible. But this week was good. I actually really enjoyed this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. And I am excited to be back here to talk about it with you, Scott, tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Rampage is in the shitter, as we know, right? They just had their... No, wait, time. Last week they had like 200,000 viewers because they moved to 7 o'clock, so I had to make the joke now. Even though they had a good card last week. They had the Elite on there. You know, the they can't beat the we're not draws complaint, but that's fine. That's fine. Not their fault. And Ricky Starks, I think, wrestled Daniel Garcia, and that was fine. And Swerve was on there. We love Swerve. All right, I'm not talking about Rampage anymore. Rampage stunk. It didn't stink. It was just fine. What I will talk about, before we get to Dynamite, I just want to give a little shout out to an AEW Dark match from this week, as Emi Sakura and Billy Starks did the damn thing. Match. They did the damn thing on that show. I've been praising Billy Starks for the past pretty much ever since her when she went to TJPW at the end of last year. She started, it was my first time really starting to watch her wrestle again, because I had watched her either last year at the Collective or the year before. I don't follow JCW enough to see her all that much, but when she went to TJPW, I saw some signs. I was like, okay, they're there. She's also only 18, so obviously she has plenty of time to, mold herself as a competitor. Then she has a match with Britt Baker, I believe, on Dark. That was actually not that bad. That's not a Billy remark. That's more of a Britt remark. She broke Britt's nose, which, oh well. She had a really good match with Yuka Sakazaki on AEW Dark, and I was like, okay, see, this is the potential that I was seeing out of Billy Starks. And then, boy, oh boy, you put her in there with the legend, the star that is Emi Sakura, and they go out there and they have an AEW Dark banger. Absolutely great match. It's actually my favorite AEW match of the week. The main event of it, Dynamite, came very close, but that match, you got to go check it out. They did it from the Universal Studios recording, the home of Ring of Honor, and everyone should go check that out. It's free on YouTube. Billy Starks is a great prospect. She's someone to watch out for. She's getting better and better. And Emi Sakura should be on TV more than once every 4 years. So there you go.
You knocked it out of the park. That match was fucking phenomenal. Oh my god. It's matches like this that remind me of, like, thank God AEW exists. Like, we are seeing some of the greatest professional wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots in Japan have matches here in the United States on U.S. territory, on U.S. soil. And that is not something that we got nearly as often just a decade ago, even with the improvements that were being made with representation from like Asuka and Io Shirai,
Kairi
Zane, Sarai, is that what they call her now?
She doesn't do anything.
That one's a bit of a fumble. I don't need to be sad right now. Actually, a few of those were a bit of a fumble. That's not the point. The point is that Emi Sakura, even though she should be on TV every single week, She should be a workhorse champion carrying Rampage on her back is what she should be doing right now. But the fact that we get to see her in America at all is something I am genuinely very content with. Now, Tony Khan, take your head out of your ass, dislodge your fucking brain and cranium from the rear ends of your backside and realize the fucking prospect you have on your hands with Emi Sakura and so many of the other Joshi that you're just not putting on TV. Like,
Yeah.
what are we fucking doing, man?
In the words of my critically acclaimed co-host, let them cook.
Let them cook. Like let them cook, please. I need that's on that note. I need Riho back on TV expeditiously. And Billy Starks is what a talent. Like that
I think
is.
it's worth noting Billy Starks did get pulled from a indie show the same day as Ring of Honor. So, just saying.
Tony Khan. If you look at me, listen to me, look at me, right, Tony? If you fuck this up for us, I will kill you. Yup, no subtext. I will kill you, Tony Khan.
Well, anyways, we move on. We move on to what was definitely an episode of Dynamite. Was it a good episode? Was it a great episode? I wouldn't say great. I wouldn't say good. I'd say pretty good.
I'd say it was pretty good as well. I'd say it was pretty good as well.
It wasn't going to have the highs of highs like we were having, just 2-3 weeks ago. But what it did have was some good wrestling, some good promo segments, some build towards Revolution. Pretty much all I could ask for. So let's kick it off at the top here. All Atlantic Championship on the line. Orange Cassidy defeating Wheeler Yuta in a competitive opening match. I thought this was better than I expected, though I don't get hyped for Orange Cassidy matches, so that's probably why. Really good opener. The type of opener you'll kind of look for. I think if you had an opener like this every week, you'd be a happy camper. Wheeler Yuta is really good. Orange Cassidy holds his own. Good, solid match. Get this belt off of Orange Cassidy. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 truths in this world that are universal. Only three, right? Death, taxes, and the Blackpool Combat Club will deliver in the opening and main event spots of AEW Dynamite and Rampage. Because tell me when I'm wrong, okay? Tell me when I am wrong. Almost never, because week in, week out, you put anyone from the Blackpool Combat Club in a main event or an opening show spot or middle of the show spot or almost any part of the show spot. Guess what you're going to get? You're going to get one of the matches of the night, one of the matches of the week. God damn, you might get a match of the fucking year. We got Wheeler Yuta versus Jon Moxley on Rampage in the main event in April on free television, the same week as the Young Bucks and FTR. And Wheeler Yuta was the talk of that week.
I was there live.
So don't. Oh, you motherfucker.
Admittedly, I like the tag team match better. So
fair enough. But as I was saying, you cannot doubt that whenever Wheeler Yuta has a chance to show out, that he will, because time and again, when you give him the time and ability to cook, he will do so. He will do so, and he will show you talent in spades. He will show you talent for days, and he will show you that he is a prodigy of his age, and that one day, just one day soon, he will claim gold that is not just the ROH Pure title, which has been not just a belt, but a shackle tying him down to a style that he is good at, but a style that he does not excel his best at. And I am excited for him to move on from that part of his career because he truly is a special talent. And oh my God, did him and Orange Cassidy lay it into each other tonight? They just beat the ever loving shit out of one another. And it was, I think, my favorite Orange Cassidy title defense since like Shibata for Orange Cassidy.
Forgot he fought Shibata. Yeah, the match was good. I think my problem with Orange Cassidy is that he's doing the same gimmick that I was over 2 years ago. And now he's doing it more and more and more with a title, and I have to see it every single week. I'm ready to move on. Put him in a title match on the pay-per-view, have him lose. Let's call it a day. Because this is just to me, he's not a work horse champion. Darby was, right? Cody was. He was. But my point is, I don't know. When I see Orange Cassidy wrestle, I don't think that way. But I will give him credit. This was a very good match. Hell of a way to start the show. Will Yuta,
real quick,
shine.
I see your point. My point, real quickly, is cry.
You don't like Orange
Cassidy's
Cassidy
a beast. Orange Cassidy's a
you've
beast.
been on this. There's literally audio of this on this show of you agreeing this man needs to lose the belt. I will not sit here and listen to you tell me to cope and deal with it when I know for a fact you agree with me. Anyways, we move on. Renee Paquette heads to the back, talking with Hangman Page and Evil Uno. This was pretty good. It was pretty much, Evil Uno saying that, no one really respects the Dark Order anymore. He doesn't want Hangman Page to go out there. He wants to fight the main event all by himself. So just a little note there. And then when we come back from commercial break, absolute Ricky Starks hits the ring. And he's got a contract that's an open contract because Chris Jericho won't give him a rematch. The same Chris Jericho that he already beat won't give him a rematch. So the whole story was, Starks was like, all right, anyone that wants to be on the pay-per-view, come on down. And Jericho came down anyways. And, it started off Jericho acting like, oh, I'll beat you anyway, so it's not a big deal. And he's like, I'm not going to, good luck. I'm not giving you the match. Peter Avalon says, all right, this is my time to shine, baby. I'm getting on a pay-per-view. Jericho lays him out. And that's where Jericho makes his way down to the ring. And ultimately, long story short, Ricky Starks tricks Chris Jericho into not only agreeing to a match at Revolution, but that JAS will be barred from ringside. So, the match that we all knew was coming at Revolution is now here with no difficulties of the JAS set to interfere. That being said, doing this and then also learning later in the night Adam Cole is no longer wrestling at Revolution. It was a double slap to the face in multiple ways. This was fine. The crowd was hot all night long, so I think they made everything a little bit better. But that being said, this didn't do all that much for me, much like this feud. I'm ready to move on, and happily, I think Revolution will be the end one way or the other.
Peter Avalon, that's too loud. Peter Avalon was the best part of this segment. By a long shot.
You should have just stopped there. And we could have moved on. It would have been the perfect, all right, there you go. Did you actually have anything to say about this before we move on?
No, I don't care about babyface Ricky Starks.
All right. Speaking of I don't care, the Acclaimed defeated Lee Moriarty and Big Bill. Not that I didn't care about the Acclaimed. I just didn't care about this match. This match was pretty much a commercial break. So if you watch on commercials, you saw nothing except for the Gun Club. Guns? What are they called? The Guns? Just the Guns?
The Ass Boys.
Okay, whatever. They walked down. They beat up Billy. The Acclaimed ended up getting the win when they pinned Lee Moriarty. The nicest thing I could say about this match is I thought that Max Caster's rap was good this week. He did the SWFT soft thing to Big Bill. So that got a little pop out of me. That's and they're still wicked over. So bravo to them. Despite losing the titles, they're still very over. But this following the Jericho and Starks thing was the realization of like how much I'm not feeling two of the major stories going into this pay-per-view. Um and based off of the battle royal, we have one last hope for a tag team to save me from all of this. Not feeling great, but alas, that was the match. Did you have anything to say about this match that I didn't say? Because this could be a really quick show.
Nope.
All right, we move on. So Tony Schiavone is on the stage, and out comes Christian Cage. But before Christian Cage can speak, Jungle Boy, Jack
Jungle
Perry
him. Jungle man.
takes out Christian Cage. He hits him with a reverse sliding D. I have no idea what he calls it. Elbow to the back of the head. Okay, that's what it is. And then he's teasing, hitting a concerto, but little did I know he actually didn't have that dog in him. He couldn't do it, and that allowed Christian Cage to beat the boy's ass. Christian Cage beat him down, destroyed him, made him bleed on the ramp, and just like that, I was like, yes, this is what this feud needed. Well, what this feud needed was to go away for a long time too and make me forget about it, so that when Christian Cage came back, I didn't have to think about the stupid dinosaur anymore. So I think this match is going to actually.
Each match was good.
The cage match was good. No, that's a good point. But otherwise, meh. The rest of the story was meh. But I'm actually excited for this match when it does happen at Revolution.
Christian Cage, you are a certified legend. You are him. You are him in every single way, shape, and
You might have already called too many people him on this show.
Not my fault. Not my fault. People gotta stop being him then. That's not my problem, though. This is just my cross to bear, right? But I don't need to talk about that. We all know Christian Cage is a beast. We all know he got the dog. We all know this about Christian Cage since the early days of his career. Since Mr. McMahon wanted to put a blue dot over her face, and yet he overcame the odds and became a world champion across multiple promotions. But that's not who I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk to you, Mr. Perry. So I need you to look at me in the eyes right now while I monologue for the next 20 seconds. Mr. Perry, I think I might have said Mr. Cage by accident. Mr. Perry, I need you to listen to me. You are more than a boy. You are the jungle man, Jack Perry. You are the king of the jungle. You are the lion. You are ferocious. You, my good friend, are more than him, them. You're more than her, bro. You are it, bro. You need to let yourself succeed. You need to let those curls flow and fly. And you gotta put Christian Cage in a wheelchair, my brother. You gotta show this world that you got what it takes. Show them that jungle man Jack Perry is not to be trifled, tussled, or messed with at all. It was a great segment.
Probably should have a stipulation.
I agree. I think they should do a cage match again.
I
want to see him do a moonsault off of the cage.
I'd probably do I don't know. They already have a Texas death match, so it's a little tough.
Lights out, unsanctioned.
Well, it should probably count towards Jungle Boy's record. He could use it.
Yeah,
he could use a big singles win that counts. Anyways, we can move on. Samoa Joe said that the biggest mistake Wardlow has ever made is that he came back to face him at Revolution. I said this last week. 6-Star, of course, wasn't here, so I'll say it again. That the Wardlow segment from last week, talking about his dad and how that's what Samoa Joe took away from him, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was everything that this feud needed to get me into it. So I thought this was a good follow-up. Samoa Joe, being that great heel that he is, continues to heat up this match. And for a match that I wasn't initially looking forward to. I think it should be a good overall time at Revolution. I expect Samoa Joe to retain because I think he should. You don't want to do this whole tossing that title every which way again. I think Samoa Joe, the king of television, should retain the belt against Wardlow.
You're spitting right now. I didn't watch Dynamite last week because I have better things to do with my life than watch whatever Dynamite was last week. That was mean. I just had school to do. But I did watch this segment, and it was probably the best thing Wardlow's done since dropping the title to Samoa Joe and then going over, letting Joe go over clean. That was pretty cool of him. But that's because I don't care about Wardlow, and I don't really care about Wardlow still. One good promo segment's not enough to like get me back on the Wardlow train.
I didn't get me on the Wardlow train. It got me on the okay, this match should be good train.
That's fair. But I need Samoa Joe to win decisively in like 15 minutes. That's your match. That's all I need. And then give me like Adam Cole coming out to challenge after or something. I don't know.
Saraya defeated Sky Blue in a very quick singles match.
Sky Blue carry job.
It was not a good match. It was. I don't care about Saraya. I don't care about the spray paint stuff. They have went the complete opposite direction that I thought they would with this feud, and it stinks. I still think the feud has life to it. I still think you can make it work, but you got to bring the Sheeta side back into things, right? That was one of the more interesting parts of the story, and she hasn't been seen since. I have no idea what she's doing. I know she's in the States. It's not like she's not. So we'll have to wait and see there. But Saraya gets a win, beating Sky Blue after Tony Storm helped distract Sky Blue. So there you go. After the match, Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker ran down to make the save. Then Ruby Soho came out, stared at Jamie Hayter, did the title thingy, saying, "I want your title." And that would all lead to Jamie Hayter laying down the challenge and making official the triple threat match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Jamie Hayter defending against Saraya and Ruby Soho.
That Revolution match is one wrestler too many. It's one wrestler away from being a really great match for the Women's World Title of Revolution. Like a really, really fucking good match for the Women's World Title. Evolution is one wrestler too many. Saraya. I really hope Jamie Hayter gives you a nice little suplex and you land on your neck.
Jeez.
Jamie, I've been watching your matches this year and you haven't disappointed once. You drop your opponent onto your head on their heads for the love of the game. You do it because you know what the real graphs are. So I'm gonna need you to hit Saraya with 1, 2, 3 of those. Okay.
Okay.
For the love of the game.
Time. I'm not wishing injury on anyone.
I'm not wishing injury. I never wished to injury on anyone.
No, you just want her to get dropped in her head. No, that's fine.
I just want to get dropped in her head. That's wrestling.
We should get Aja Kong here.
Sky Blue, insane carry job from Sky Blue.
This match wasn't good. What are you talking about?
I know, and yet still a Sky Blue carry job. Because you can't make anything work with the transparent woman. Don't care about her. Completely cooled off Tony Storm. Really excited to see what's happening.
Tony Storm's a background character.
It's terrible. Like, this was your former women's world champion, who's like literally acknowledged by most to be probably the best women's world champion you've had in your division. And now she's playing background to a person who has never been a top 20 women's wrestler in the United States in her life. So I don't know what we're fucking talking about.
Speaking of top 20 women's wrestler, I'm just kidding. We're not going there yet. That's after the review. All right.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Let's move on from Saraya. The better off we are if we just stop talking about Saraya. I do think that the triple threat could be pretty good. because you have two parts in there that I think will do their best to making it good. But
Yeah, every second that it's just Ruby and Jamie in that ring will be terrific.
let me say this, though. I am sick of the top titles being all multi-person. Sick of it. We did it with the women's 2 pay-per-views ago. We keep doing it with the tags. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm happy we're doing it with the tags this time around because I don't want the Guns versus the Acclaimed again. So that's fine. But let's skip, like, when I get to a pay-per-view, I don't want, like, they're doing the WWE thing where everyone needs to fit on the card. No, not everyone needs to fit on the card. Trust me, I don't need to see JEFF, JARRET. I don't need to.
Okay, well, that makes one of us. That makes one of us.
I do
did have
now
to say the
because
JEFF, JAARREET, double Jarrett, baby.
I will say he is the best part of that match right now. Anyways, let's move on. Bryan Danielson makes his way out to the ring. He's talking to, the crowd, playing to the crowd, Phoenix, Arizona, pulling the whole Mick Foley type promo. And that's when MJF walks out, angry as could be. And I am here to say that MJF does, in fact, still have it in him to cut those promos that I look for. This was his best promo since before Full Gear, unquestionably. That's how mostly bad it's been. I liked the part where he talked about how, I guess, his girlfriend or wife or someone left him. That was right. Am I on? That's what he said. Okay, thank you. And all he cares about now is that AEW World Championship. That's all that matters to him. And that's what Bryan Danielson is trying to take away from him. They go on and on and on. MJF then starts to tease and say, now I'm going to talk to your kids. And that's when Danielson, I'm going to beat your ass if you talk to my children. So what does MJF do? He looks at the camera. He talks to Birdie. He talks to Buddy. I actually don't know if that's the kid's name. But I just remember them saying Birdie and Buddy. Cutting this great promo, like, I'm going to, pretty much destroy your dad. And then he finishes off with, he's going to give him early onset CT. And that's when it was on. A nice old-fashioned pull-apart brawl between Bryan Danielson and MJF. And the brawl ended with Danielson absolutely unloading on MJF. I think MJF looked like I don't think he actually was, but he sold it as if he got knocked out, which was pretty good. I thought the brawl was great. This was the first time in this feud where I was like, yes, this is the world title feud. This is what I've been waiting for. Yes, I get it. Danielson's had countless great matches along the way. I am not saying he has it. Bandito, Rush, Takeshita. That's it. I don't need to talk about Thatcher and Cage. But
respect the machine.
But my point is, this was the moment where I was like, finally. I wish this happened 3 weeks ago, though, or 2 weeks ago, right? But hey, it happened. I'm happy about it. I'm happy we got to that point now where I'm like, okay, this is the world title feud. Feels like the world title feud. MJF is actually talking about his world title and not, going for that cheap heat, those cheap pop. I'm all in, finally. Do I feel great about a 60-man Iron Man match yet? Meh. I'm not. It's rare that I sign up for 60 minutes and I'm excited. But I will say, this was my favorite segment of the night.
Y'all like that MJF promo? Jokes aside, Danielson carried that segment. Generational babyface that he is, because Maxwell's a fucking fraud. Yeah, and jokes and agendas or whatever aside, I did actually really enjoy that segment. I think it was really good. Once the children started getting mentioned, I didn't really care for MJF's whole like, oh, my wife left me and my life is terrible and world title is my only thing that brings me happy. Shut the fuck up, bro. Nobody cares. Get a therapist, man. Take some antidepressants, bro. Prozac or Xanax or anything to help with whatever pain and mental anguish you're going through. Don't just rant on live television. But when you start talking to someone's parents in a deranged way and call yourself an uncle, that's fucking beast. That's that good shit, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I want to see. And that pull apart brawl was quite good. And another thing that I have to thank the BCC for is bringing back the art of the brawl in professional wrestling, because they keep doing it right week after week. Can't complain about that at all. But
Ask
yeah,
me, did I forget that Bryan Danielson was in the BCC once again? Yes, I did.
Can't wait for him to wear his BCC gear at Revolution.
Yeah, I bet you can't wait for him not to win the title too.
I
Anyways,
want him to win the title so bad.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up. We move forward. Tag team battle royal. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal win. I got some complaints, folks. I know what match was announced. I know. We'll talk about it in a second. I know. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm happy that the Blade or whoever eliminated Aussie Open and Darius Martin at the same time. I was like, come on. What? You're eliminating 3 favorites here all at once. That was weird. I was upset that also Preston Vance stinks. I was upset that the Lucha Bros didn't win this. I was upset that Top Flight didn't win this. Okay, I'm pretty content after that. If you were going to pick a heel team to win, this was pretty much the only one. Sadly, Roosh can't just carry him and Preston Vance all the way to greatness. He comes pretty close, but Preston Vance is really bad. He messed up the Pentagon Junior elimination spot, which was really bad. But yeah, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal win. Had help from Satnam Singh. I thought Trent Beretta had a great closing stretch against the 2 heels. And yeah, Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal heading to Revolution in a title match.
Bree woo, my world, my ouch world.
It's a great theme song.
JEFFJAARREET Jeff shows the world again just what it means to be the world's greatest worker, the greatest worker in the history of professional wrestling, the last professional wrestler ever.
Is that why you're wearing the hat?
I'm actually wearing the hat for Hangman Page, and because my hair is bad today.
I was hoping it was for Jeff. But what was announced during this match was more exciting than the whole show, which of course was on Rampage this Friday night.
Aussie.
It will be the Aussie Open duo, Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, against the Young Bucks.
Super kick party! You hear that, folks? You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? I gotta hot tag myself in. I'm so sorry, Scott, but I gotta talk about Aussie Open versus the Young Bucks. Let me tell you about this. This is real, and I mean real fucking wrestling. This is not just grabs. This is not just fists. This is not just flips. This is fucking art, baby. This is what we needed. This is what I wanted. This is what all Elite Wrestling Rampage has been missing. It has been more of this. It has been Aussie Open, the tag team that will lead you into 2024 with success. Aussie Open, the tag team that will open gates, doors forbidden or otherwise for you. Aussie motherfucking Open, who gave FTR one of the best matches of the most lackluster title reign of 2022, not held by someone from Chicago. And most importantly of all, Aussie Open is for the bad bitches. Are you kidding me? Look at them. I want Mark Davis to hold me, okay? And more importantly, I want Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher to be signed to an AEW contract and to beat the Young Bucks on Friday. They won't, but they should. And to bring Will Ospreay in for a trios match against the Elite, United Empire versus the Elite. I think I deserve that. But yeah, the Young Bucks versus Aussie Open, 2 tag teams better than the frauds who people want to say, who people think will save this company. 2 tag teams better than almost any on the planet here today. 2 tag teams that will define, and I mean define, the tag and trio divisions of AEW moving forward. Anyways, that's enough for me. My apologies.
I will say that you could say that as much as you want about FTR, but they are the actual team that will save us from this brutal tag title match and tag title reign that the Guns are having. I will say about Aussie, oi, 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 is that this is very exciting. I listened to a podcast, Brace for Impact, shout out to them. They have this great comment about the Aussie Open. Aussie Open is the best jobber tag team in the world. And it's because they go to companies and they always lose. It's very unfortunate. No,
Scott.
No, stop before.
So this is me
record.
putting in my paperwork.
No, I have a I have a track record here that is very unfortunate, but it's very true. Okay? So of course, they got to the finals of the World Cup. Not the World Cup. The tag what is the damn tag league? Tag league in New Japan. They lost to Bishamon, okay? They haven't wrestled since. Today was their first time they wrestled since then, which is crazy. So they got to the finals, but they lost, okay? They went to House of Glory. Right? You hear me? They lost to the Briscoes. Great match, by the way. They went to Impact. They lost to Josh Alexander and Frankie Kazarian, a mix and match tag team. They wrestled at Royal Quest against FTR. They lost to FTR. I think you're starting to get the point here. At Rumble on 44th Street, they defended the strong openweight tag titles. They lost those 2. My point is,
respect my boys.
My point is, they're fantastic. One of the very best tag teams in the world. I'd say top 5, no matter what. But they don't get the respect wins and losses wise as they should. And I think that's unfortunate.
And I think that changes on Friday, baby. Tony Khan, if you have any semblance,
I can literally go get the spoilers right now and go tell you that it probably didn't change. So I'm not going to do that. We're going to save it, but they probably didn't.
Listen, Tony Khan, if you have a semblance of rationale and booking potential in your tiny, minuscule brain, then you will book Aussie Open to win. And if you don't, AEW will fail. If Aussie Open loses, there might just be a little bit of adrenaline in my soul.
Finally.
Also, I need to say this now because before I forget, if the Elite
more than one royal family.
If Kenny Omega leaves for WWE, if Elite leaves for WWE, I'm not watching.
We're not bringing Twitter lies to this podcast anymore.
He's not leaving. I'm just saying that now. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he will. But if the Golden Lovers are closing off a Mania, bitch, I'm right there with them.
Have people ever considered, in all seriousness, that Kenny Omega would be more likely to go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling than he would AEW?
Okay, but have you considered that
Vince McMahon's back in power? Who cares? It's over. He's not going to work for Vince.
Have you considered though that goodbye, moi, and good night, bang would go crazy to end off the Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and then he goes to win at Mania. You consider that? That'd go crazy. It'd go insane.
This is an AEW podcast.
Stand up for WWE if the
Oh,
Elite leave.
jeez.
That's
Oh.
WWE Elite, baby.
Anyways, Jon Moxley defeated Evil Uno in the main event. The main event got about 8 minutes, but they absolutely destroyed each other. Hell of a showing by Evil Uno, who was a bloody mess by the end of this. He was dripping blood through the mask onto the mat. He hit a diving senton bomb onto Moxley on the outside. He absolutely brought it. I thought it was the match of the night.
Stole the show.
Fantastic stuff. Hell of a way to close out the show too, with Blackpool Combat Club running down there, them brung with Dark Order just for the Hangman Adam Page run out there, absolutely club Jon Moxley with the barbed wire and make him a bloody mess for the show to go off air. To me, like I said, hell of a way to end the show. This is your world title feud, folks. I know there's no world title involved, but it sure does feel like the world title feud.
I think we've been mispronouncing the name of the Dark Order for the last 3, almost 4 years. Because that's the Dog Order. Because Evil Uno gave us the best under 10-minute match of AEW this year so far that I can think of, at least for men's.
I was going to say Emi Sakura and Billy Starks was under 10 minutes.
Yeah, on AEW television. Okay.
All right, there you go.
Emi Sakura is a cheat code, that's not fair.
Hey.
So is Jon Moxley.
I was going to say Jon Moxley's pretty unfair too.
That's fair. Oh, Jon Moxley versus Emi Sakura on TV would be crazy. That's not
real graps.
Real fucking graps. That's not the point. Evil Uno showed out tonight. Like, oh my fucking god. I love it when wrestlers bleed through masks. Give me more of that shit. That was such a fucking good match. Like, they were just I am not wearing, so I was wearing a sweater. Emphasis on the was. I ripped it off. Of me when they started wrestling on the outside. I was like, oh my god, and I threw my sweater off and I threw my hair tie off and I was like screaming in my bed like, oh my fucking god, this shit is so beast. That match was so good. Like, oh my fucking god. And that after match segment, that angle was fucking great. I love Hangman and Mox so much. It is my favorite thing going on in AEW right now by a long shot. I think it might be my favorite thing that's been going on in AEW in a long time. Mox and Hangman have something special. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, week in, week out, till the fucking pay-per-view, bitch. This is Ace versus Ace energy. This is two fucking pure faces, pure aces of this places of AEW, just laying it into each other week after week because they have something to prove that's beyond just wanting the world title. This is, like you said, your world title feud. This is your big money match for Revolution, and most importantly, as I've said before tonight, this is for the bad bitches. I'm afraid this is real fucking music.
AEW Rampage will have the following matches or following segments. So we'll hear from Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes. Lance Archer makes his return to AEW, which is nice. Happy to see Lance back. I love Lance Archer. I think he's criminally underutilized in not only AEW but pro wrestling as a whole. I think at this point, I'd just like to see him go back to Japan if he's not going to be used right here in AEW.
100%. He had one of the best AEW world title matches last year.
He did. That match rocked. Will Nightingale versus Tony Storm. That's a pretty good women's match. The match that will probably make me want to shut off the TV. Action Andretti versus Sammy Guevara. And, of course, the main event, whether it's first or last, the Young Bucks versus Aussie Open.
Super Kick Party.
And we also have been promised that the House of Black will confront the Elite as of course they will be facing off at Revolution. All right.
The elite, baby.
Next week's Dynamite will have a tag team casino battle royale to see who advances to the AEW tag title match at Revolution.
I sure hope FTR doesn't win it.
I sure hope FTR does win it because I need these titles off of all three of these teams that are already in the match. I need good tag team wrestling back.
Put it on Aussie Open.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Okay, they should do it anyways.
They should, but they're literally in a New Japan match that day. It's not going to happen.
Don't care.
They're in the New Japan Cup. It's not going to happen.
Don't care.
Top Flight would be cool too, or the
That's
Lucha
a good
Bros.
show.
I like the Lucha Bros. Get
I would like the best
Bros a real
friends.
tag run.
I would like the best friends to have the world title reign. Scott, the fact that you like Cody Rhodes and
I'm not a
the
big Chuck
bakery
Taylor
merchant
guy.
and not a fan of the best friends. See,
It's
okay,
not the
everyone.
same
But
thing.
Lollicus was fun. 7 episodes, technically 5 because I missed 2. So great run we had. But this is actually my last episode ever.
Yeah, sure is. Come back next week.
Anyways, let's
Superstars
come back
still
next week as I talk about much better tag teams than FTR.
I didn't say they were even the best tag team. I just said they're better than the teams in the match.
Not better than best friends though.
They are better than the best friends. Chuck Taylor stinks.
Nope, don't think so. Anyways, continue. Dynamite next week.
Now,
I
if
wanna
they
talk
had
about Mercedes
Roppongi
Moné.
Vice, we're on the same page. Bring back Roppongi Vice. I like Rocky.
I love Roppongi Vice.
Oh, bring in the Motor City Machine Guns. Why? Because I said so. That's
See, now we're talking right now. Now we're talking right now.
I'd crown them in a second. And Revolution is as follows. We have the Guns versus the Acclaim versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus the winners of the Battle Royale.
Snooze.
Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks.
Snooze.
Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match.
Real fucking music, baby.
Jamie Hayter defends her AEW Women's title against Saraya and Ruby Soho.
One sneak.
Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT title.
Wardlow's world, more like Samoa Joe. I just want Samoa Joe to win. I have no quirky response to that one.
And in the main event, MJF will defend the AEW World Championship against Bryan Danielson in a 60-minute Iron Man match.
Time to crown Dragon. It's time.
Sadly, I don't
It's
think
time.
we're ever crowning Dragon.
Yeah, okay. Tony Khan, you're fucking finished.
All right. Well, that was mostly AEW from last week. As you know, everyone who listened last week, me and Sandre talked about the possibility of a Mr. Jay White joining AEW.
You want Jay White?
Let me stop. Let me finish
LOL.
talking. Let me finish talking. Of course, ever since then, him and Eddie Kingston went on to have a loser leaves New Japan match instead. So that kind of ended all of my hopes and dreams of that happening. So
Insane Eddie Kingston carry job, by the way.
What is this? What? No, time out. I gotta. What is this? Is this like let's just attack everything I like today? Is that what this episode's become?
Listen,
that-
I
is
love
that
you,
what we're
Scott.
talking-
You're one of my
No.
favorite people, but unfortunately, some of the people that you support are pretty mid.
Jay White's good. Yeah. Get out of here.
Jay
Oh,
White's good. LOL.
Jay White
See
is
you
good.
at Mania. See you at Mania, Switchblade. See you at Mania, Switchblade. See you on SmackDown. Wrestle Jania. See you then. He's gonna have this
Anyways,
big SummerSlam main event with Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship.
that'd be great. I love every second of it.
Can you imagine a Crossroads into a Blade Runner into a Crossroads into a Blade Runner reversal? It's gonna be so
sick.
fucking cool, won't it? It's gonna be the most
Yeah.
boring match I've ever seen. It's gonna be super slow for 40 minutes and have 1 minute of action before a triple Crossroads into a pin.
Get
A little bit of crying. Cody Rhodes is bad.
No, he's not. This is the last episode of the All Elite Cast. All right, everyone. Goodbye.
No, let me talk about Mercedes. Let me talk about Mercedes.
No. You can talk about Mercedes on the show that you have to respect me on. This one, no. You don't get to talk about Mercedes anymore. You can talk about
Well, if you
Mercedes
want to
on
listen
the
to me
5-star
talk about
Joshi
Mercedes
show.
Monet, you can listen to the 5-star Joshi show on the Fight Game Media Network, because my co-host is silencing, censoring me here for speaking out against white supremacy.
What? All right. Goodbye, everyone. This is the shortest show we've ever had.
I love Mercedes Monet. That match was really good, and I am very excited to actually talk about it. So you all should listen to me talk about it for a few minutes.
Yeah, I was going to take a victory lap on this show, but I'm going to take a victory lap on my usual show because that's what I do. That will be part of the free feed. Everyone can hear 6-star on the free feed only, actually, because I will not be tossing the little talking that we have, because I do have a full show planned this week. So that'll be on the Patreon, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. Let me just say, Mercedes Monet's her. She always has been her, and everyone was wrong. All you AEW idiots hating on her because she didn't show up in your stupid brand. Shut up. Goodbye.
Thank